okay. But in the end, it is important to know when to use the tenses and identifying the tenses, identifying those expressions or time markers that will let us know the tense of the sentence. As you know, every time you identify that the sentence is a routine, you can see the person's habit. Yes, by habits, I'm saying something that regularly or constantly happens. For example, starting from today till the next 4 months, yes, this class is going to be a routine, a horrible routine. I know. Yes, so that's when you can say, I have my beautiful, amazing, astonishing, you know, English class on Saturdays, and it will become a habitual or a routine. So that's when you use the simple present. Yes. Then when something gets permanent, you can also use the simple present. For example, with some of you, studying a career is going to be permanent for at least 4, 5, 6 years. Then, when you stop studying and then decide to move on and start working for a company, then again it will become a routine. It will become something permanent, and that's when you say, I don't know, like, Alexandra works for this big company. Yes. So that those are the usual concepts when we use the simple present. Now you can also use the simple present uh, as in a future thing, no? Talking about schedules involving transportation. Yes. So my boss leaves at 5 p.m. My class starts at 10 p.m. Okay, in this moment, you are telling me that I don't know, that your swimming class starts at 4 p.m. So you can also use the simple present with a future meaning only in this with this concept, no, of transportation, only in this matter. Yes. So, well, that's basically the whole thing with the simple present. The simple past, just remember, you can also use expressions such as always, usually. Yes, because you were talking about an habitual thing that you used to do. Yes. For example, you remember, no, when now in this moment you become professionists and you remember something that you used to do, no, like, oh yeah, uh, I I don't know, I had my beautiful English classes every Saturday, no? So using the expression every or using the expression always, she was always late for class, no? So using the expression always, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's only for the simple present. You may also see these expressions in the past tense too. You may also see these expressions always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, also in the present continuous. But as I covered with some of you guys the last semester, what happens if I say you are always you are always leaving the towel on the floor? You are always leaving the towel on the floor. What happens in this context? Anyone? Anyone? Not all at the same time, please. You are always watching TV. She's never paying attention in class. They are always making noise. What's the context? What happens when we use these expressions with the present continuous? Anyone? Anyone?
Routine?
Well, yes, the context changes. But you see, I'm complaining. If you want to use the adverse of frequency, you know the adverse of frequency, right? Always 100%. Usually like a 70%. Sometimes 50%. Rarely like a 20%, and never 0%. So when you use these expressions with the present continuous, it's because you are complaining about someone's habit. He's always drinking alcohol in the let's say uh, during the weekends, no? So I don't know. I'm not your parents or anything, but yeah, I'm just complaining about that, no? So, well, that's the negative context. Then we can also use the present continuous for personal arrangements with a future idea. Yes, you agreed to see someone today at night, so you can say something like, uh, you know, let's say, uh, I'm going out. I'm going out today at 7 p.m. Now, this is going to have exactly the same meaning as if you say, I'm going to go. I'm going to go out versus I'm going out. It's the same. I'm uh, I'm having my I'm having my swimming class at 8 p.m. today. It's the same as I'm going to have my swimming class. It's the same. When you use the present continuous for a future event, it is going to have exactly the same meaning as the immediate future going to. Yes. So, well, there are plenty of concepts, but these ones are the ones that make or will get people get confused. And once that you get used to these concepts, it is going to be easier for you guys to um, to say things differently, and it will sound more natural, and it will sound more that you have like a proficiency level, no? Yes. Then remembering the expressions for the present perfect, as you know, that's when you see already. That's when you see the expression just. Yes. As you know, already is for something that happened in a matter of seconds. No, wait. Well, obviously, it takes more time if you say, I've already finished. Probably you finished whatever the thing you were doing some minutes ago. But if you say, I've just finished, then it's a matter of seconds. No? Yeah, so in the end, these two are placed in exactly in the same position. They are limited to be used with the perfect tenses. Then you may also see the expression yet. As you know, this one always is always placed at the end. Then you may also see the expression since. Yes, and it's when we focus on the in how the event took place. Yes, and then we can also see the expression for, which is usually used for more specific periods of time. Yes, and then you may also see the expression ever and never. Those are classic time markers for the present perfect, and you know I can carry on with all these, but in case someone still has or still but yeah, still has some doubts with the tenses. This was just an introduction. Eventually, we'll be discussing about the test, but I just missed plenty of time um, trying to get some things done. So I'm just going to drop this, but I can eventually I will go back into this the next session. Okay. So please, in case you still have some doubts, or if you want me to share some information about the timer, or everything regarding the tenses, let me know, and then I can share some documents, some files. Yes. All right. So I won't check the test. Probably the next session I will check that test with you. This activity involving some idiomatic expressions with the verb hang. Yes. So are you ready, guys? Let's just I'm just going to play a uh, a record so that you can listen to all this mess. So please let me know in case you're having some issues. Then I can up the volume, right?
Now, the VOA special English program, Words and Their Stories.
Hang is a simple word, but there are many meanings for hang, especially when it is used with other words. Two often heard expressions are to hang tight and to hang loose. When a friend says to hang tight, he is advising you to wait a little longer, not to give up. He might say, for example, hang tight, keep studying. You can still pass the course. But if that same friend tells you to hang loose, he is telling you to take it easy, not to get excited. He could say, hang loose. You probably passed the English test. Hang around is an expression with several meanings. Usually, it means to spend your time doing nothing. You may need time to just hang around if you have been working too hard. Hang around also can mean spending time with friends. You hang around with your friends, for example, because you share a common interest in sports. Hanging out is similar to hanging around. You may hang out with the same group of friends and always do things together. A similar sounding expression, however, has a very different meaning. The expression is let it all hang out. Well, when you let it all hang out, you are being completely open and honest. You do not keep your opinions hidden, even if they may cause you trouble. Sometimes a person may suffer from a hang-up. Well, a hang-up is an emotional difficulty that causes a problem for a person. You may know someone, for example, whose hang-up is shyness. They have a problem talking with people they do not know well. A hangover can be a very painful condition. A hangover is the headache, upset stomach, and other disorders that result from drinking too much alcohol. Another common expression is to get the hang of something. It means to understand how a device works or how to do a job. An office worker might say that she cannot get the hang of using a computer. But after a few days, she may tell you that she finally got the hang of it. One of the early heroes of the American Republic, Benjamin Franklin, gave a warning to the other signers of the Declaration of Independence. The warning contained two different meanings of the word hang. We must all hang together, Franklin said, or surely we shall all hang separately. The other signers took Franklin's advice. They hung together, remained united. As a result, the American colonies won their independence, and none of the signers of the Declaration was hanged as a revolutionary by the King of England.
Wow, wow, wow. Enough with this. What is wrong with you?
This VOA special English program.
Yeah, yeah. Done. Okay, perfect. So, what about hang tight, you guys? Let's just match up both columns. So, what about hang tight?
It's to wait a little longer.
Exactly. Let it all hang out.
Hanging around.
Okay. But hanging around, no, that will be the same meaning as hang out. Hang out and hanging around are the same.
It's not to take it easy.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. To take it easy. Perfect. Then hang up.
And emotional.
An emotional difficulty. There you go. Then hang out, we just said that is exactly the same. It has the same meaning as hanging around. Then hangover. Well, you must know that one for sure. But it's just getting wasted, right? It's disorders that result from drinking too much alcohol. There you go. Hang loose. Anyone? Anyone? Hang loose. Really? No one?
I thought hang loose was the same like as to take it easy.
Exactly. Yes. Hang loose is actually to take it easy. And in that case, hang up actually is not that one. Okay? Hang up is actually an emotional difficulty. Yes? Then we have to get the hang of something. Well, it's just understanding how a device works or how to do a job, a particular job, to get the hang of something. And finally, ini, mini, miny, mo, hang together is just remain united, right? Working something out, but together. Yes? So, well, there you go. These are the most common expressions involving the verb hang. Yes? So now with that thing said, let's just move on into more beautiful stuff. Then, there you go.
Teacher,
I'm sorry, you were saying?
can you repeat
The whole
what
thing?
was the hangout?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hangout?
Yes.
Hangout is, there is also another expression which has exactly the same meaning, which is hanging around. Hangout is hanging around. Yes?
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? No? Well, I guess not. Then,
No, teacher.
all right, so let's just move on into the next beautiful stuff, which is prepositions. Yes? Eventually, we're going to be dealing with prepositions. And then you may see prepositions involving this adverbial phrases that show time, place, and other relationships. So, well, these are called actually the phrasal, what is that? The phrasal prepositions? No. Uh, yeah, no, phrasal, no. What's the name? Mm. Well, in the morning it involves time, no? On Pennsylvania Avenue, well, it involves the place. And to the park by student, well, it just denotes other relationships. But, all the information that is being connected with the preposition, it is going to be called a prepositional phrase. Yes? And it doesn't, even though it has a subject, it is not a subject. Remember, it's just extra information because in the end, the reason for us to use prepositions is to be more specific. I mean, you can just simply say the cell phone. All right? The cell phone is in the classroom. All right? The cell phone is in the classroom on the second floor. Okay? So the cell phone is in the classroom on the second floor in the building, in the D building. Okay? So the cell phone is in a classroom on the second floor in the D building. What else? And that's it. No, I mean, you in the end you can use as many prepositions as you want, as long as you are making yourself understood. Yes. So well, that's the thing. Just take them as extra information. It's just that. Then we may also see prepositions after certain nouns. So that happens, for example, with the case of the noun cause, is usually followed by the preposition of, a cause of, or reason is followed by the preposition for, as in a reason for, or solution is followed by the preposition to, a solution to. Yes. Then we may also see prepositions after some adjectives, such as different from, or aware of, or disappointed in. Actually, disappointed is a participle. Yes, that's when you see these ed forms, no? Tired. Usually, when you see tired, which is another participle. Now I'm asking you, which is the preposition that you usually use? Like, estoy cansada de tal persona. Which preposition will you use? I'm tired.
Tired of.
Nah. Well, yes, could be I'm tired of you, but I'm tired of you. But you can also use I'm tired with. I'm tired with you. Yes. I'm tired of that person. Yes, the context changes. Yes. You can use either of or you can use with. Yes. Yes, it depends. But, well, that's the thing, no? To be discussing. Yes. Or at least we need to memorize those options for each of the things that we see. Yes. Then we can also see, obviously, we can use prepositions after some verbs. We need to remember those lists of verbs, no? Combine with, rely takes the preposition on, and refer takes the preposition to. Yes. Then in the case of the phrasal prepositions, two or three word prepositions, such as according to, together with, or instead of. Those are classic. Actually, they have another name. I think, what's the name for this? Damn it. Collocations. Yes, that's the name. Collocations are expressions that you just see and you just learn them like that. And probably you were not knowing why. But every time that we see instead, we know that instead has to be completed by using of, no? Instead of this, instead of that, no? And together is just the same. I haven't seen together with another preposition. So, yeah. And then, after some expressions, such as in the case by far, or in general, or on occasion, yes? Eventually, we'll see all these types of prepositions separately, yes? All right, then, some errors, there are plenty of errors that are very common, and it's going to be, yeah, this is going to be really, really helpful to see it in this way in order for us to identify these mistakes, no? Then, usually we see the preposition from, or yeah, is followed by to. And in the case of between, it has to be followed by and. From to, between, and. So as you can see over here, he lived in Seattle from 1992 to 1997, or he lived in Seattle between 1992 and 1997. Both are different ways to say it, but in the end, they have exactly the same meaning. Yes? Now, what are the classic mistakes? Well, you can see. You can see in the case of the first option, you may see between A to B, or you may also see between using the preposition with, or on the opposite way, you may see the preposition from with the connector, well, with the conjunction and, or since with the preposition to. Yes, so well, those are the four classic mistakes that you may see. But in the end, just keep in mind that from is follow is the connector for from is to, and the connector for between has to be and. Then just what I said before, just by paying attention to the time markers, it's gonna be easier for us, no, the time markers such as since, for, and in. It's gonna be easier for us to identify the tense. If you see since, we know that it's present perfect or past perfect. If we see for, just the same. But in case you see the preposition in, then you might know that the past tense must be used. So take a look. He lived here since 1995, present perfect. He has or he's lived here for 2 years, again present perfect. And then past tense, he moved here in 1994. So usually preposition in is used to connect dates, and for dates, we definitely have to use the simple past. Classic mistakes involve the following, as you can see. In the first one, we are using the preposition in, and it's clear, and it's clear that the sentence is in past. Yeah, but the problem is the verbal conjugation. No, to be okay, we need to omit the auxiliary has. In number two, we have the expression since, and as you know, since is when we are talking about what we usually use since when we can see the process of the time process, no? And when we are talking about periods of time, that's when we use for. Yes, and in the last one, we have the date 1995. So again, since doesn't work with dates. So he lived here in 1994. Yes. Well, there you go. So what about the next ones? What do you think is the mistake in the first one? You have four possible options. The pitch of a tuning fork depends on the size and shape of its arms. What's the mistake in this one? Anyone? You were going to say something? Please, please, please.
Ay, no sé si me escucho.
Yes, I can listen to you.
In the first one, in the one that says the pitch of a turning fork depends,
Yeah, exactly.
easy off.
Yes. Depends takes the preposition on. Perfect. What about the next one? The Alaskan pipeline. Blah, blah, blah. What's the mistake?
The word between.
And why? Yes, we have what? Yes, no? So it has to be what?
Since.
Since? Are you sure? Well, let's just go back.
It's from.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. So it has to be the Alaskan pipeline runs from this place to. Yes, if you have between, to be okay, you need to modify this to into and, right? And to the port. Yes, exactly. Perfect. But you identify the mistake, so that's the important thing. What about the next one? Candles, blah, blah, blah.
The mistake is the word since, and it should be the word for.
Exactly. When you are focusing on the periods of time, then you have to use for. Perfect. Excellent. Then the next one, a long sentence. So there you go. So you get it? Not yet?
Not yet.
Well, there you go. Take a look. What's the preposition that you usually use after according?
To.
There you go. According many, that's weird, no? According to many critics. Yes? So keep your eyes open. Then finally,
The word of
yes,
after most.
exactly. Some of the most, it's unnecessary to use that preposition, yeah? Just like your classmate said, of is incorrect. Yes, perfect. So I will send you, I will upload this exact file so that you can have like this mini introduction to the prepositions. And now, yes, I will send you a beautiful activity for you guys to put into practice the prepositions. Okay, it's just identifying just the same as what you did over here. The four you will have four underline options. You have to identify which one is the incorrect one. Okay. Now for this one, yes, I will set the time for you to deliver the activity. So right now is almost 50. Well, 10 to 11. So I see you guys at 20. No, that's way too much time. At let's just say yeah, okay. Yeah, 15 at 15 past or quarter past 11, okay? So enjoy, have fun, and I will dismiss the class, and once again I will send you a a different link for the next session, okay? So see you guys like in over 20 minutes.
The
Enjoy.
activities are not delivered right now, right?
Well, this one, yes. The previous ones I didn't do it because I was digging with plenty of stuff. But yeah, this one, yes, I will set the time for you to deliver it. So I'll see you guys at quarter past 11. So enjoy, have fun. See you soon.
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks to you, Nelly.
Teacher, mi micrófono
Yes,
ya.
teacher.
Oh, now it's working. Oh, so you were saying, Paola?
Yes.
Yes.
Que ahora sí le puedo explicar mi problema.
Well, wait a second. I haven't uploaded activity. Well, just give me like 2 hours, and I will be back. Okay. No, you know what? I will dismiss the class now. Then I will send. I will send you only the link so that you can talk with me.
Okay.
Yes. So
Yes.
wait for it. Wait for it. I'll see you guys.
Okay.
Ay, me too, please.